Welcome back to Bedroom Convos. I'm your host at the most, the Silver M Daddy Waddy Port, aka Shoot Your Shot, and maybe you might get a chance to call me Daddy like Cairo. Listen, if you are a fan of ports, stay tuned because you might like what we're cooking. The song of the day is Nissan Doma by Louisiana Pavarotti. The song was released. This is like volume 2, and I think volume 1 has to be the one that was released live, and it was on YouTube if I'm not mistaken. This one was released 2007 as volume 2 on Spotify. I think in all other DSPs it's still the same as like volume 2, because I think the first volume 1, it's where he's in like the theater and he's performing in front of a lot of people. That's when it was performed, this one. But originally the song, I think it was out in the 90s if I'm not mistaken. Do correct me if I am mistaken on that. Don't want to mislead anyone on that. So the song is 3 minutes 3 seconds long and currently sits at 14 million on Spotify. This is Spotify alone. And some of the interesting facts you didn't know about this song is that the song was performed as a national anthem in the World Cup Italia 1990. So this what makes this song very special. And for those who don't know what Nissan Doma speaks, it says no one's sleeping. So that's interesting. I don't know how the concept came about, but I know that's what it means, no one's sleeping. And it was performed, the reason it's famous, it was performed as an anthem in the 1990 World Cup Italia. So that's an interesting one for this song, for those of you who didn't know. I just thought I should put it out there, So yeah, we have a lot to talk about as always on the podcast. I'm your host at the most, Daddy Waddy Port, aka Shoot Your Shot, and maybe you might get a chance to call me Daddy like Cairo. Let's get on to it. And I want to firstly take back what I said. Like I gave Trevor Noah the credit for like the Emmy award that he won for the Daily Show. Boom, boom, boom. But I did in fact leave out like some crucial information to this, and I realized that later on when I was sitting and reading through some of these things that were going on the internet, and I saw not only did Trevor win that award, but Trevor Noah is the first black person to win the Emmy award for an outstanding talk series, which is the Daily Show. Like that's huge, and I think I say it's huge, but I don't understand that, what does it mean, like being the first black person to win this, the first to go out of space, like, why is it that important that it has to be announced? It could have been Trevor as, won the greatest, outstanding talk show series, an Emmy award, what. It could have just taken that route, you understand? Trevor won an Emmy award for an outstanding talk show. Why is it, or does this bring a lot of substance to it when they say the first black person to win an Emmy award for an outstanding talk show? Like that, like I always think, like now I was thinking about it to say like, well, like why does it have like substance to it when you say he's the first? And like the emphasis, the fact that we are talking about it now, it's because of that piece of information that I left out, that Trevor is actually the first black person for an outstanding talk show series, talk series to win an Emmy, for a black person from South Africa, and I think I did talk about, obviously giving Trevor his flower and how we've always given him his flower, despite the fact that we also spoken about the 31 million. And I also like did say, Trevor is big, and if he says that he's pricing that way and he gave out a discount, that's business. That's Trevor's business. Like if the government decides to strike a deal with it, they should strike a deal with him knowing that Trevor is a business. It's not just someone who walks the streets and So I do understand that, and shout out to him for that award. Shout out to the team, the incredible team. I didn't know that I didn't know Jonathan Stewart as well, the guy who gave him the opportunity. Shout out to him for taking a chance at Trevor Noah and giving him such an opportunity for him to be even the first black person to win an Emmy for an outstanding talk series. Like, shout out to Jonathan Stewart for it. And when he went on stage, right? So like, I was like, well, like, this is a huge, like, and I think when he stood out, when they said Trevor is the one who won, when he stood up to collect that, I think he called everybody. I think everybody was on stage for that award. Everybody was on stage. And I was like, wow, there's a lot. There's a lot of people behind this show. Like, even I didn't think about, when you sit down and maybe you think of the podcast, you might hear me as a voice, but maybe, this is just maybe, which you don't know, which there's someone who's doing, copywriting for the description. There's someone who's doing sound engineering or cleaning or denoising the audio that you hear me or hear this audio from, or like the person who adds the background music to the very episode that you're listening to. We don't pay attention to those smaller details. And I think with Trevor, when he did that, it gave me an insight to, wow, this is actually beautiful, because nobody really speaks about the guy behind the scenes or him, and just to see him bring them together on stage and saying that I'm grateful for everybody that I've worked with, and shout out to Jonathan Stewart for giving me the opportunity, amongst other things that he said when he was on stage, right? So I think we all need that, at some point, and I think that's the way to go, man. I think that's the way, give credit where it's due to the people, bring them on stage. As much as it might be one award, I think maybe there might be, the rest of the guys might be like getting certificates saying that they were part of like the outstanding talk show series to win an Emmy. I think it also goes into their reports, it pours into that sense. But all I'm saying, what Trevor did there, it was so great, to actually give people the platform to say, like, as much as you are part of this win behind closed doors and people know you, but now was your time to shine. And on the Emmy stage, people get to see who's the camera guy, the guy who's pushing I don't know what they call that camera that's on the crane. Is it the crane? Camera that's on the crane, I think. That's the word. I don't know. Please do correct me in the comment section if that's not, and give me the right name in the comment section. Just comment the name of the actual, trail or rail, the rail camera. Give me the right name for that, So from those guys, the guys that are directors, producers, executive producers, to the script writers, to the content producers, everybody, to the manager, his manager, the lady. I don't know what there's a lady that was on his left side. He was like crediting a lot, and he took a chance, and he did some of the craziest things with him together. And some of the brothers that he came with, who took a chance with him and came to the States, without a plan, not knowing how that is going to go. Shout out to them as well. I think he did give them credit as well. I don't know if Trevor's mom is still alive. I'm not a huge Trevor fan like that, who's his mom, or like I do know he speaks a lot about his mom, and and his involvement in him being whoever he is today. And like some of the joke that he has about South Africa, it's her mom is always like in between, somewhere in the story. There'll always be that woman he mentions, which is a lovely lady, mom, So shout out to him, well raised, well behaved, very humble, shout out to Trevor. And if there's anybody, I think, on the internet who maybe I would like, or someone who my kids would fancy, if I had to choose one on the internet, I think Trevor, I'd give that to Trevor, because like, I don't know if it's branding but he's well spoken, he's got manners, he's humble, grounded, and and I'm like, this is very nice, I like to see this energy. It's very contagious for me. Like, you know, when I look at people like Trevor, people like J. Cole, they're within the industry, but they're not like the majority of the people. And I think who they are is the reason they're so different from a lot of people that are within the industry. And I must say, Uguti, that's what I like, you know. And saying Uguti, I'm speaking on like a clip that I saw on the internet, Uguti. We need to start raising children that know more about, you know, plants and seeds, rather than knowing celebrity names and whatever drugs. You know, we still need to like groom children that know about nature and, you know, plants and seeds. We need to raise that generation of children, not those who follow like the famous trends and like celebrity names, who know celebrity name and the latest trends. You know, we need to like move away from that. And I'm like, well, there's still kids that want to or aspire to be journalists. How do we handle? But I do get it. At the same time, I did have a question. But we still need those kids who are like into celebrities. Which sometimes you might not like to see what other celebrities are doing, but sometimes when you read the story, you realize you could see this story is amazing, you know. And it's not because of the person they're writing about, because of how the person is being represented in the writing. You're like, oh, like these words, how they were banned, and I feel like a part of that I do enjoy, because there's people who do journalism and they do their due diligence, and you know, not like those other guys, you know, like the social media. There's a podcast that's trending, Open Mic Chat, that I think it's the name of the podcast. I'm not sure. The lady was saying something about DA after the elections, them taking Cape Town or Western Cape as, you know, creating the Western Cape's account. Boom, boom, boom. There were those rumors, but there was not enough due diligence that was made on their behalf, because it was just a conversation, and someone was saying, yeah, and somebody's giving this lady 30,000 a month as an allowance. Like, wow. He's like, don't go up, what out. I know a guy was calling that lady don't go up, what out on social media. And I'm like, well, you know, there's also that's happening on the internet, you know. There's also that's happening on the internet. So I think, as I said, Trevor is that person who would say, yeah, this is the right figure you need to look at when you want to become a comedian or you want to become a podcaster, or, you know, like some of these things that he does. You know, Trevor is that person, in my opinion. Not saying you need to take me up on it. I'm just saying I would love, you know, he represents where he comes from very well. Like her mother, her family, before he represents us in South Africa, he represents the family where he comes from very nicely, and the kid who she is, or like, you know, is being represented by how he says things, how he comes out, how polite he is, humble he is, you know. So like that alone goes a long way for me. And I think that's the one thing that people take for granted, or it's underrated when it comes to when people look at you as an artist. They like the skill. Sometimes it's not even about skill. Sometimes it's really about who you are. You know, the relatability. The fact that I can come here in shorts and sit and talk to you guys where you're like, oh, this guy is so big, but he's here. And like, he just make this thing seem like it's easy. Because maybe he's showing you, would say, yeah, maybe it is easy. Maybe it is possible, you know, but you just got to believe in yourself. Like certain things, you know, like, you look at certain individuals, you're like, this is achievable. I've seen this guy at that level do it so nice. You know, you look at people like vocalistic artists, and then look up to people like Mujava. You know, he speaks a lot about Mujava in his music. If for those of you who didn't, you know, he grew up listening to that Mujava music, and because they're from the same hood, you know. So he always gives these flowers to Mujava and says, yeah, this is the dude. And look at him now, you know. He took that Mujava and he's the biggest artist, and he credits the person he aspired to become, or to aspired to be as big as he was. You know. So shout out to him. I don't know what's happening with Mujava, you know. But wherever he is, man, we wish him well. So that's my point to Trevor Noah. So shout out to him for that. And before we head over to the break, I'd like to give Quinta Brunson her flowers as well, because she is like the first black female, so the black female actress in over 40 years to win an Emmy Award for an outstanding lead in a comedy series. So Brunson became the first black actress in 40 years to win the Emmy for outstanding lead actress in a comedy series at the 75th Primetime Emmy Awards. Quinta Brunson, who is 34, she's still young, 34, for playing that role in the creator of Abito Elementary. Abito, was it Abiti? Abdo Elementary. I don't know how you pronounce that. Abdo Elementary on the Grammy'S Monday, the past Monday that we come from. So the Grammys are also on the way. I know, I've noticed with the people like Billie Eilish who will be performing on the Grammys are on the 2nd of February, for those of you who don't know. So people like Billie Eilish have been, brought out this performance in the Grammy night. So shout out to Billie Eilish, and Achiever that one as well. So yeah, I think we'll have a lot to unpack when we come back after the break. I think we'll touch on the Lil Nas X, Tando being a part of that Billboard. Shout out to Taki as well, as he'll be the host on Chevy Shit's on Main Show. We'll speak about, propaganda and social media, and you'll get more opinion in that. I was supposed to speak about I think the Guinness World Record with Beyonce, Shakira, Madonna. I did speak about this, I remember, so I'll just pass that one. So yeah, I think do let me know what you think of today's episode and how your day is on the comment section. I'm your host with the most, Lesefo M. Daddy Report, aka Shoot Your Shot, and maybe you might just get a chance to call me Daddy like Cairo, who knows? And if you're a fan of Port, stay tuned because you might like what I'm cooking. Let's meet after the break. Cheers. Welcome back to Backroom Convos. I'm your host with the most, Lesefo M. Daddy Report, aka Shoot Your Shot, and maybe you might get a chance to call me Daddy like Cairo. Before we went on the break, we spoke about Trevor Noah and the huge milestone that he achieved for being the first black person to win a talk show series award. That's Trevor Noah. For those of you who didn't catch that, I'll repeat it. Trevor Noah is the first black person to win an Emmy award for an outstanding talk show, and that's massive. We spoke about Trevor, we spoke about Quinta Brunson, who also won an award for best lead actress in a comedy series. In over 40 years, the last person to win this award won it in 1981. So it's in over 40 years, she's like the first black woman to win that Emmy, and she's very young, 34 years of age, and she's already taking that with Abdul Elementary, that comedy series. I think she's starring in that. She's starring in that, and she's a star and a curator for that. So I don't know what that means, but we did speak about that before we went on the break. How are you feeling today? How are you feeling? I'm feeling amazing. I feel blessed. I'm grateful. Doing a lot of things. Do you have the book of the day for those of you who are wondering? I know, yesterday, I forgot to apologize as well, Guti. I had a lot of things going on, and I apologize for not releasing the second episode of the day. I did release one, didn't release the second one. I do apologize for that, and I'll try my best today to release the second episode after this one. There's just a lot of things to talk about, but just not enough time, not enough time. So we'll talk about that. I think the first place to start is that I did give a shout out to Billie Eilish for the performance that he'll have on the 4th of February, Sunday, in the Grammys. The Grammy nights will be on the 4th of February 2024, 8 p.m. This side, I think, is it 8 p.m. or 5 p.m. in South African time. I'm not sure. Please do let me know on the comment section if there's anyone who knows of like the time zone. So I saw a post by DJ Maporisa for Propaganda. Propaganda Pretoria presents Shabby Sheet's one-man show. So there's a lot of people performing, but one name stood out and we'll get to talk about it. So it's on the 27th of January 2024. So Saul Penduga is there, Max G is there, Shabby Sheet the man is there, Tabza the Small is there. Corey reposted this, but he's not on the lineup, so I'm not sure what's going on, you know. So I see Mero and Sleazy are also here, so it's gonna be a hectic night. Dr. Malinga, Master KG is there, Milano is there. So who else do? Chili Bites is there. Chili Bites, I think he's nice as well. I've never really paid attention to Chili Bites, though. I'm just like looking for names that are popular at this point to like give it out. Prince Zulu, I don't know if he's famous. DJ Barney is also here. Then who else you might know? DJ Angelo is here. I think some of these artists are like artists that I don't know of, and I think Chevy is trying to put them on. Shandesh is one of those upcoming artists, I think, I don't know. And DJ Maponyoga. I'm thinking of Maponyoga, that guy from what you call this TikTok, I think this name. So there are some of these artists are like Kelvinator. Kelvinator is not new for sure. It's not the first time that I've heard of the name Kelvinator. So like those are some of the names that are part of the lineup for the 27th of January 2024 in Shabby Sheet's one-man show. Like what's a one-man show? I think in the one-man show, right, I used to think Uguti, it's like an opening act, then you get the person whose one-man show belongs to, a person like Shabby Sheet. You get opening act, usually an upcoming artist. They perform whatever set for an hour, 30 minutes. Then the main act, in this case, Shabby Sheet is the main act in this one-man show. So, but now, like, I'm like, okay, like, how do you define a one-man show? Because now there's people like Kabs, Amekji, Sol Penduga, Melo and Sleazy. They are all there. So at this point, it's just a show because now there's a lot of these people that are in the lineup for this gig. So how does it work? Like, cause now I'm like, are we lost in words? Like, what's going on, guys? You know what I mean? Like, please, if there's anyone, a promoter on the comment section, please do let us know how it works, these things, you know. And you know, I think maybe if Tulaniwe is the best person to like break it down for us. But if there's anybody else who can break it down for us as to how like this thing goes by, one-man show, because like now I'm really confused, you know. Are we just saying it just because it's a one-man show? So yeah, it's hosted at proper guys. So Propaganda is the host of the place. Propaganda is the host of the place. And Lamborghini, the post, by the way, the post is orange and dark blue, you know, dark blue, which is like the orange represents the Lamborghini brand, which is like a champagne brand, which obviously they endorse Shabby Sheet. I think they are part of like the endorsement for this entire gig. They're paying for it, I think they're trying to penetrate the black market. So Shabby is the person they're using. And who are some of the other sponsors? Propaganda is there. You know, there's two sponsors. I don't see the third. I don't know what logo is this, but there's a logo there. I don't know who that company belongs to, or it's not a famous company. So yeah, so no under 18s are allowed at this gig. And at the same time, the entry is, I almost said, entry is 100 rands. Okay, yeah, it's low, man. Given that there's also people like Gabs, I think this is a favor gig at this point. I think this is a favor gig. Shout out to the person that I wanted to give a shout out to. Yeah, it took a long time to get to this person. I wanted to actually give a shout out to Tafi. Tafi from TikTok. For those of you who don't, Tafi is the person who will be hosting that one-man show, Shabby Sheet's one-man show. So shout out to him. I haven't seen a lot of videos from Tafi lately. I don't know if they're still on vacation or like what's going on. Shout out to him, you know. Kancane kancane, he's coming through, and I see he's within the industry now, because I think he's also Shabby Shitty's friend. I think that's how he was able to pop the gig, because of Shabby Shit, So shout out to Tafi for that, man, and congratulations to him. And shout out to Meg. The first thing I saw when I saw Tafi's name there as a host is like, oh, Meg G was like, this boy, is he like some type of a slick talk on the internet? What's going on? And I was like, they'll get a chance to speak when they get there. Because Tafi's a host, and when Meg comes out, Tafi will be the one to bring Meg out. So they'll get plenty of time to talk, and maybe they'll talk about podcasting and stuff, and maybe having Tafi's show, podcasting, who knows. But do let me know in the comment section what you think about this entire lineup, or Tafi even being the host. Do you think he'll kill it on Shabby Shit's one-man show in Propaganda Pretoria? Do let me know in the comment section. So by the way, this poster is not sponsored by anyone. It's not sponsored. Like, I don't want you to think I'm talking about this because it's sponsored. No, it's not sponsored. And the second person that I want to give a shout out to, or throw a shout out to, it's the girl by the name of Tando. You might know him for dating Sasha. And, on the internet, he used to dance. You speak about those kids that are, on the internet. Tando is one of those kids that, when you talk about, dance challenges, she's there. Some other things as well, like that I'm not to speak about, because of the respect that I have for the platform in here as well. But, some of those few things are, she's a dancer, amazing. She's an influencer. There's an influencer and dancer. I don't know if there's any other thing that she does besides that. And if there is, do let me know in the comment section, because now, I didn't do my due diligence. So, do let me know of that. So, Tanda just landed her first Billboard gig. So she, the Billboard gig, the ones that you see besides the highways, where you see an influencer, brand ambassador, Buffalo Zealand, maybe eating some chocolate on Nando's, So it's one of those billboards that Tando scored herself. I don't know, like I did see even her posting about that on her, is it Instagram or TikTok? Somewhere, one of the two platforms he posted, but I didn't see the actual billboard. But there was a second clip that they posted where it showed her according to the comment section, but I didn't look at it. But I take it a lot of people saw it, and I just wanted to pass my congratulations to her, man. That's big. And let's work, let's build, let's get into the bag, let's collaborate, and hopefully build brands that are powerful. Look at people like Kim K, like they came out from that mixtape era. Look at them now, like they're multi-million brands or billion-dollar brands, you know what I mean? So like it's all in building your brand and having a vision and goal as to how you reach that, So I wish all the best for her, and I just hope for Guti she has a plan with what she's trying to do. I know she's young, but it doesn't mean Guti you are not supposed to think about your future as young as, because we all want it to be things that, I don't know if she always wanted to be an influencer, but we have dreams, and if a dream is to be something big in the entertainment industry, I think now she has a following, the platform, and she needs to use that to shape whatever she is trying to become. Won't be easy, but so shout out to her for that. And I think moving on, I want to talk about Lil Nas X. I know a lot of you don't like him, a lot of you wrote him off, a lot of you guys unfollowed him, but someone did mention once, Lil Nas X is I almost said the F word, but someone said Lil Nas X is a genius, and this is the reason why they say he's a genius. You remember he came out with the music video where he was dancing with the devil, dancing for the devil, what, twerking for the devil, and people didn't receive that well, and he came back with the J Christ music video, new song, what, and she was playing Christ and saying, I'm no longer on the devil's side, I'm on the cross side and on the Christ side, and I'm, I'm on the Christ side of things, and I'm doing all this, and like people felt like that is blessed or something, plestophobia. Plestophobia, is it plestophobia? The thing, plestophobia or something. Some like the fancy words, some of those fancy words. I forgot the name. I saw it, but I forgot what's the word. But it has a B, plestophobia. Yeah, blasphemy, if I'm not mistaken. They said it's blasphemy, and portraying Christ, you're playing Christ. Okay, people are sensitive about God and everything that's going on. So he's been facing a lot of backlash, and even 2 times more because of the music video he gave out, Taking for the Devil, and now he comes out with this, and people saying he's a genius. And I didn't see this, and I was like, well, maybe this is a move, but a move that could have ended his career. I don't know if he still has none or like followers or whatever, but playing the devil and coming back, doing this and being a part of the conversation, and when people are mad and you come out and you apologize, and that's what he exactly did. So he got criticized. Whoa! My God, he got criticized for that music video of J. Christ, and he went on the internet, and this is what he had to say for himself. I know I messed up really bad this time. I can't act unbothered at all. I can't act unbothered all I want, but it's definitely taken a mental toll on me. I don't know what this means. It's definitely taken a mental toll on me. I know I messed up really bad this time. I can act unbothered all I want, but it's definitely taking a mental toll on me. Not really an apology, but I don't know if that's a strategy, because Billboard is the one that posted this thing. It's not him. I saw it on Billboard, so I thought maybe we should talk about it. And if people are like sustaining up because of this, maybe he won. He won them back. It's a part of the conversation that release better music videos, or this was something that's in the pipeline or part of the marketing strategy. We don't know, but I plan on like looking at everything you do from this point, and I'll let you know if this was something that was on the pipeline, and if this was a part of the label making or doing, so I'll do let you know for sure if I think that is the case because I obviously will look into it I'll look into it I'll look it over from like whatever projects he'll be releasing after this. So the book of the day is The Power of a Positive Mental Attitude, Discovering the Key to Success by Roger Fritz. So the book of the day is The Power of a Positive Mental Attitude, Discovering the Keys to Success by Roger Fritz. It was released 2008. It's a self-help book, and it talks about economics, general, and business, amongst other things. If you're trying to grow, like personal growth, you're big on personal growth, psychology, attitude, and all those things, this is the book for you. Self-help book, motivational as well, economic, speaks on economics as well. It's 128 pages long for those of you who don't know. So the book, for those of you who don't know, it has been released 2 times. The first time was in 2008. It was released under American Management Association, and it was released again in 2023, the 4th of April, by a different publication house. It's St. H Publication House LLP. Same book, 118 pages. I don't know why at the top it says 128 pages, but here it says 118 pages. So there's an audio book as well. You can check that out. So it was released 2 times. The cover art of the first one is different from the cover art of the second one, because the one that was released just last year on the 4th of April, it has Rob Fritz's picture, and underneath it has The Power of a Positive Mental Attitude. The key to what? I said the key, discovering the key to success, is what it says below the picture of Rob Roger Fritz. So do let me know of this episode and what you'd like to hear from us. The places we need to grow in the comment section. I'm your host, the most the Suffer M Daddy Report, aka Shoot Your Shot, and maybe you might get a chance to call me Daddy like Cairo. Let's meet later on. Enjoy.